Hello, everyone, and welcome to another interview on the State of Maritime Wrestling podcast. I am the Maritime Wrestling super fan, Connor Cook, here to keep you all updated on all the news in the Maritime Wrestling scene. And I brought in a very special guest. Um, he is one half of the best tag team in the world, Sabotage, and he is one half of the promoter and owners of North Pro Canadian Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Blackwing, Matt Connors. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good, man. How you doing?
Chilling. Yeah.
Good,
So,
good. Starting off hard. I'm punching my mic already. Here we go.
oh yeah. So, I've actually brought interviewed New York before. Had lots
Mhm.
of great things to say about you. Now,
It's only because he
so
was on camera.
oh yeah, oh yeah, man. But anyway, so what got you into wrestling, and what made you want to pursue your journey to become like to work in the as a wrestler?
Mhm. Um, I've always loved wrestling. I grew up on watching wrestling. When I was a kid, my neighbors they always would get the black box. You know what I mean? And we'd watch the pay-per-views and stuff. So that was
Mm,
where I grew up was like a pretty community oriented thing. So our neighbors were like our best friends. I grew up with her. She's basically both of them are like my sisters, but our parents got along really well. So he would always bring up the black box and we'd steal the pay-per-view, right? Um so I started watching wrestling at a very, very young age. Didn't understand what it was, it was just a couple guys fighting. I didn't understand that there was a structure to it and stuff. So it's always been around me. And then as I got older, I started to uh, develop a love for entertainment, music especially. So being in that mindset of the entertainment world, wrestling was obviously like right there with music. So those two things just kind of glued themselves to my brain, and I just never stopped watching wrestling. The friends that I made growing up became just as obsessed with wrestling as I was, and so we'd get together and do the backyard wrestling stuff, and WrestleMania watch parties, and we'd all hang out, and we were super young, but you go afterwards and try to mimic mimic the match you just watched, and then you're going to school the next day holding your neck and whatever. But it's always been a very prominent thing in my life. So once I got to the point of playing in bands for years, and I own my own PA system, I offered up my services to one of the wrestling promotions in the Maritimes, just to go do music. And actually, I offered my sound system, and they were like, "Well, why don't you just come and do it since it's your sound system?" So I started off doing music, which was huge for me. I get to watch, wrestling from the stage and be like a part of it, as opposed to like just going to the old UCW shows and real action wrestling that I used to go to with my friends. Um, so once I found out there was a school after doing the music and stuff, I jumped right in like right away, and that's basically when I met Justin. So from there, it was just rocket strapped, and here we are.
yeah. So when you trained, when you started your training, you were trained by a maritime wrestling legend, Wildman Gary Williams at Wildman Academy. Tell me what being trained by him was like.
In a way, it was surreal because again, I was going to the local shows, watching these guys, and they became that my real life, larger than life heroes that lived right in my backyard, and I had no idea. So when I found out that Gary was the one running the school, I was just over the moon. And then I had found out that Justin was previously trained by him, so he got me enrolled in the very next class, and it was uh, it was beyond what I thought it would be because I ended up I thought I was going in just like strictly class, go learn, and then you go home. But it quickly became a family. Gary instantly became a mentor, and beyond that, like a friend. Like he's very close to me. We don't talk a lot just because we have different lives and stuff. But when we meet up at shows or whatever, it's just it's like we were talking the day prior. So it was really cool to learn the foundations from a local hero, and know that you're getting the quality that you need to to succeed or at least be safe, give you the proper foundation to get to where you need to go. It was awesome, man. The guy is amazing. He knows his stuff. He appreciates the hard work. He notices the little things that some people will probably wouldn't. Um, he's thorough, but not in a way that you're going to be discouraged. You know, Gary is amazing. He's in and out of the ring. He's one of the most amazing human beings I've ever met. I love you, Gary.
Yep. So, in the tag team division, you, like I said, in when I introduced you, you were one half of the best tag team in all of the world. You with you and Justin Newhook teaming teaming up as Sabotage, and then there's some other teams that you were a part of where you teamed up with Troy Merrick as Fracture, and you currently teamed up with Kobe Christat uh, as the Holy Trinity, and plus you also teamed up with the Wildman Gary Williams and Rudy Lockhart. Uh, and coming up May 1st, you and Justin will be teaming up with a big name in the wrestling industry, uh, TNA star Jody Threat as Sabo Threat, where you three are going to be taking on the Pro Wrestling Ontario Trios champions, the Highlight Heathens. What are your thoughts on teaming up with all these guys, and even with a big name such as Jody Threat?
As you know, tag team wrestling is my main goal. It always has been. We talked about this on our last podcast. How a lot of people getting into into this industry envision themselves being, the heavyweight champion. They want to be that singles hero. I never had that for me. I just never saw it. Like some people see that vision. I just never saw me alone with any type of title or any type of recognition as a singles wrestler. Um, so being able to uh, have these types of tag matches with heroes and friends and create new factions and things like Fracture with Troy. Like Troy was such a mentor in a way where he would have little nuances that he would add into these tag matches that I had never thought of. Justin may have, but maybe we didn't vocalize it with each other. But like it was, you always take these little pieces that everyone has. Yeah, you make it work for you. If it doesn't work for you, leave it aside. But being able to work with people like that and newcomers like Rudy, and I mean, look at that kid now. He's incredible. It's awesome because I get to be in the ring with friends. I get to do less work than a singles match. I get to build incredible amounts of sympathy that build to a hot tag that makes the crowd go absolutely insane. It's a whole different world. I just have way more fun doing tag team wrestling than I ever have doing singles. I've done a handful of singles matches and they're okay. It's not where my heart is. Um, I always love feeding for that hot tag, but being able to work with like Jody is insane. Like she's a homie, and we're all fortunate that she's on board to come down and hang out, be a part of our team, and especially be a part of a match. Um, Sabo threat. Let's go, baby. I guess we got to get some T-shirts made.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, with you and Justin had a were held the were the Destiny Tag Team Champions and also UCW Tag Team Champions,
Mhm.
even as with Fractured as well. Tell me what it was like when you both you guys won the Destiny Tag Team titles and the UCW Tag Team titles. What does it really meant for you?
The UCW title, when we first won them, it was big. We won them at, it felt big to me because it was probably one of our first title runs. I think our first time we won that was at the Summer Explosion Tour. I don't know the year because, concussions. Um, it was the year we had Abyss, had the Monsters Ball match with Titus, and I think Ryback was there. There was a whack of people. We were supposed to have a TLC match, but we couldn't figure we couldn't hang the belt, so we had a weird tables, ladders with a pin. It was kind of messed up. But winning those belts in front of that type of crowd for the first time, um, it was kind of surreal. But I'm not a belt guy. Like it doesn't really it means something obviously, but I know in the grand picture it's just a stepping stone to move that thing somewhere else, right? But saying that, the Destiny titles was it was I don't even know the word, but it was awesome. I didn't expect them to, especially where we're coming so far away. I didn't expect them to put titles like that on outsiders. You know what I mean? So to be able to have that responsibility put on us to be able to travel and represent those belts wherever we went, to showcase what type of company Destiny is. Um, if it was honored. It was a big honor to for them to put that type of trust in in myself because I hadn't been up there as much as Justin has. So they basically went on his word of mouth on me, and then his constant appearances there and quality of matches and just personality and stuff like that, just being who we are. Um, that one felt to me a little more like, okay, we're doing something right, because we were outside the Maritimes. Another company that's so far away is putting their trust in us to represent their company elsewhere. So that one to me was kind of like, okay, like we're doing something right. We're on the right track. We're working hard. And I had just got back from New Zealand at that time. So I was, like fresh off of vacation. I was feeling like rejuvenated. And then they put the titles on us. And I was like, it was like another fire was built underneath me that I go through these periods where I just get, just I don't want to do it anymore, but then I'll come right back and I'm like gung ho. And then so putting those titles on us was another fire. I felt honored, a great level of respect. Got to have some banger matches up there, and then injuries happened, and we had to drop the belts. But yeah, it was a fun period. Titles are a cool thing, depending on the storyline and stuff like that. If you can really make it make sense, the chase is always better than the acquisition.
Mm,
You know, no, it was an honor. I miss Destiny. I wish them all the best, and I'm really appreciative of the confidence that they had in us to continue to bring us back in that you know aspect of their shows.
yeah. So, one of your big matches there that you have there for North Pro, you had that the tag team tornado tag team match where you and Justin took on Lincoln Steen and Wing Jugs and legit, and also we had that grudge. Yeah, the unsanctioned match where with you and New Hook leading up to the whole like reunion of Sabotage. Tell me
Hmm.
what that those matches were like, and plus Even talk on Tabernacle Team TDT.
Boy,
Ooh,
howdy. That was a brawl. I don't think I've gotten beat up like that in a long time, but it was fun. It was a fun ass whooping. Again, being in matches like that with people like Lincoln Steen, who's such a veteran, he's got such a vast knowledge of psychology and just being able to make things make sense and pulling things out that don't need to be there and replacing them with something that's going to save your body but still make the match uh, just super, you know, visually pleasing, and emotionally grabbing. Like to be able to work in the ring with those guys, and then that takes me back to why I love tag team wrestling. I got other people to bounce ideas off. I got three other people that I can talk to other than my partner. You know, so being able to work with people like Steen and then having those types of grudge matches and being able to tell that story with veterans like that, and it's like I'm always a student of the game. I've never claimed to be the best wrestler in the world. I just love what we do. I just love what I do, and I try hard, try hard. Um, those matches to me, they hold a special place again because I'm in there with people that I respect, um, that I know have our best interest in mind, everyone involved, um, and safety. And those things right there are just they go miles for me. The safer you are, and the more it makes sense, you're gonna have fun. You're gonna be safe. You're gonna tell a good story. People are gonna remember it, and you take that with you. It stays with you, and then you might not notice, but those type of moments and that type of knowledge, it just it stays with you. So going forward and putting matches together, you remember these little quirks and nuances and ideas that these veterans have while you're putting these matches together. So it hones your craft. The more you work with better people and more safety and the more protocols and things that you all work on together, it helps everyone. And that's the whole idea of doing all of this is to make everyone as best as they can, to showcase the talent that Justin and myself see in our roster. You know, like we see just such quality and passion that we want to have that stage to present that in the proper way and to get these guys out of here, you know. So
mm,
yeah, it's fun.
yeah. One other match I forgot to say was when you and Justin teamed up with uh, Wildman Gary Williams and Rudy Lockhart when you guys took on the Newfoundland World Order, Dylan Davis, Joey White, Dawson James, and Max Power. Tell me what that match was like.
Fu When we put that together, the idea of so we were trying to get Gary back for a while just because we love Gary, and we're like, "Just come hang out." You know, like, there was no of course, we always wanted him in a ring, like, as our trainer, me and Justin were always just like, we gotta be new Wild Man Inc., like, it has to happen, we gotta get Wild Man Inc. on the go, and, being able to team up with Gary was, I didn't even care how the match went. I was just like, I'm standing beside Gary Williams in a ring. I'm gonna give that guy the hot tag. You know what I mean? It's just like that was the first time I ever got to team up with my trainer and someone who I respect on an incredible level. Um, and then again, having like Rudy there, like you got these tiers of people. So you got one of the top maritime vets that has ever
Right,
done
right.
this, all the way down to Justin and myself, and then Rudy. Not saying Rudy's down here, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
So
I
to
know what.
have that, yeah, so to have that type of like tier level of skill, and then to have people across the ring from you, like Joey, who's an upcoming superstar. Like the kid is insane. I love that guy.
Yeah.
And Dynamite and Moondog. Like Moondog is absolutely one of my best friends in the world. I couldn't imagine my life without him. Every time we do get to work together, it's absolutely a night off. I know everything's going to be sound, safe, and just fun for everybody. And to do that in a place like Halifax, to kinda pack a crowd into a little bar like the Toothy Moose and really get them to erupt for someone like Gary, who hasn't been around in a while, and
Mm,
he came out and the crowd just blew up. It was an emotional moment for me.
mm,
It takes a lot for me to hold that in, but you gotta focus on the job and at hand and go in and do your thing, but, I would love to do it again. I don't know how, how ambitious Gary is to get back in the ring, but I mean, like, if he's there for a hot tag, brother, I'm coming in for
mm,
it.
yeah. And
Oh, and going back to,
so,
like, Tabernacle Team, that was
oh, yeah.
also another, like, dream match because when we first started doing our trips up to NSPW, those guys stood out. They were just brawlers and grimy and just, you know what I mean? They had that, like, just kick your ass style. And at that time when we were coming up, we were trying to have that similar brawler type of tag team aspect. You know, it's like you see these two guys walk in a room, you're like, oh shit. Um, but they were just such a model for where I personally saw um, the vision of sabotage kind of going. You know what I mean? That like take no shit, throw whatever I got, whatever I can grab, I'm throwing it at you type stuff, right? So having that match and being able to work with those guys who I looked up to for so long and having those nerves going into that match, wondering like, how is this going to go? Because you can talk about it out back all you want, but until it's
Mm,
in, you're in the moment, you don't know. But what if probably one of my most favorite matches, especially at the Tide and Bore, being able to like go around, going upstairs, and
oh,
going for a
yeah.
little walk in the crowd, and hitting my head on the pipes upstairs because it's too short. And you know, I asked,
Yeah.
I asked one of them, I was like, "Yeah." We were in the moment doing something by the upstairs bar, and I was like, body slam me. He looks at me, he's like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, body slam me." He's like, "Okay." So he body slams me on the floor. Everyone's freaking out, but it was just like,
Mhm,
to have like those type of guys who do that type of thing in a lot of their matches, being like, "What you want me to what? Body slam you on the floor?" I'm like, "Yeah, man." Like, so it was like I was trying to take opportunities that, the moments that I had preloaded in my head, like in those moments, you can call that, like that spot on the fly and be like, "Do this," and they're like, "What?" But it was a very awesome learning experience. Um, I absolutely treasure those guys. They're amazing workers. They're super fantastic people. Um, yeah, that was probably one of my favorite matches. Didn't that lead into me and Justin having our feud? Wasn't that just after that where you cut my hair off?
uh, I'm
I'm
not
pretty sure.
sure though, but people say like that the Sabotage versus TDT. People said that was like match of biggest dream match of like the year, just in
For myself
general.
included. It was
Yeah,
awesome. When we
yeah,
found out about it, I was like, "No, that's not gonna happen." Like, yeah, like, we always thought about it would happen, and we tried to make it happen a couple times and just, like, ships passing in the night, it just never worked out. So when it was finally locked in, I was like, "Something's gonna happen," travel issues or whatever. So the match isn't
yeah.
gonna happen, and then it got down to, like, 0 hour, and I was like, "Okay, we're going." So it was fun, man. It was a really cool opportunity. Yeah, I really I kinda wanna go back and watch that match now. The only thing I know about that match is that it was filmed on a cell phone.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, like, like the
Well,
tall
yeah,
view. I'm like, "Ah,"
yeah.
but
The
it's
full
alright.
video.
Yeah, yeah, but, at least we can go back and kinda, relive those
Oh
moments.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so even when your biggest moments in like I think at North Pro was at the last show of the year. I think it was 2023. That
Mhm.
specific match there after the Tornado Tag Team match where Justin turned on you and geez, holy what a shocking turn that was, dude. I was actually there at that show and
Yeah.
oh man, you could have seen the look on my face. My jaw dropped just
Yeah.
when I see New York just freaking hit you with that chair. and just come on the went on ringside, grabbed a pair of scissors, and cut your freaking long locks off, dude.
Yeah.
That was shocking, dude. The
I
what
was
was that
really
scene in that moment was like,
that moment was it was always in the back of my mind that it was going to happen with sabotage at some point in time. I just didn't know when. So, during COVID and all that stuff, we had a lot of downtime, obviously. And then when everything was kind of opening back up, um, I knew I had to take some time because my body was just shot. I wasn't taking care of myself mentally and physically. I just went through I lost my mom at that time. So I was just
mm,
going through a bunch of stuff, right? And I was at the beach and we were floating around and the angle of him cutting my hair popped up because I was like my hair was fried. Like I kept bleaching it. So it was literally like it felt like cardboard. It was so bad.
right, right,
So the idea of me cutting my hair, I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna cut my hair." And then I was like, "Why don't we turn that into an angle? I have to take some time off. Justin's gonna continue on, so we could use that." So I ran it by Justin. He was like, "Are you sure? Like, you really want to do this?" Like he was hard on it. Like he was like, "I don't know, man." But we sat down together and we made it make sense and why it was happening type thing and the plan of the return and all that stuff. But that moment when he when I turned around and he clotheslined me and he just stood there over me and I felt the crowd, like the hate towards Justin. And I didn't realize the sympathy that I got as a tag team wrestler and as a partner in a semi babyface team. I didn't
mm,
realize the sympathy and the love that this tag team had until that moment when he just ran through me and left me laying there, went and got that chair and just ripped my head off. It just kept building. It just kept building and building and building. I'm glad that moment happened, because it again, it just pushed that story forward of the brothers, you know what I mean? You're gonna fight. You're gonna
right,
have
yeah,
these
yeah,
differences, and to have that where Justin is always kind of the more extreme person in the
mm,
tag team, I wanted the hair cutting thing to be extreme. It had to be he had to do that. He was kinda hesitant at first. He's like, "Man, I don't know, I
mm,
don't know." And I was like, "No, I'm cutting it off anyway, so just do it. Like, it's just gonna add that extra bit of sauce." And it did. It felt weird having my hair cut off, but in that moment when I got the blood running down and he's holding my head up and he's looking over at the sound table at the previous owner, like, like, "Nah," and then he just starts hacking at my hair. People are freaking out. Like people are reaching in trying to grab my hair. There's people in the crowd crying. They thought it was the end of sabotage. And in my mind, I'm laying there while he's cutting my hair. I'm like this. I'm like, oh, but wait for the comeback. Wait for the comeback. It's all about the comeback, brother. Um, yeah,
yeah.
that was a really cool angle. I was super, super happy we got that over and finally growing my hair back.
Oh yeah. Plus, like throughout like the shows there, throughout like the matches Justin had when he had that the match against Alex Silva, Moondog Dylan Davis,
Mm.
and Mia Malik there, you made you went made a few run-ins and helped during the Mia Malik match there, you pinned Newark there, and Mia got the win, and like you were up top on the I think on the second level of the bar there, where
Mm-hmm.
you were just looking down at Justin during the Moondog Dylan Davis match, and it was that storyline was crazy until that it led up to the unsanctioned match.
Yes. Um, yeah, I was channeling my inner Sting there. I changed my appearance
Right,
a little
yeah,
bit and I made a new jacket and I just wanted that darker aspect of like, you did me wrong and now I'm gonna come back
yeah,
for revenge. And it's like it's not just regular revenge of like, say it was me and Max Power. Like this is my brother. We've gone to war. with together for 11 years, and
Oh yeah.
so I wanted it to be a little more personal. I wanted it to hit a little more close to home, like when Warrior, Ultimate Warrior was like appearing in the mirrors and stuff, and like freaking Hogan out. I
Right.
wanted that kind of like psychological warfare with Justin, and that's why I was like, well, we can't have you win a whole bunch. So if I'm out there and I distract you as much as I can, it's just gonna heighten that level of anger.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So when we did have that unsanctioned match, it was just balls to the wall, like I wanted it to be I wanted people to I wanted to blur that line to make people think that, well, maybe they do have some personal issues. And yeah, they're being professional to do the match, but I wanted that line to be blurred where it's like, wow, he's hitting him extra hard. Like I know this is work, but why is he doing that? I wanted them to believe that maybe we had some personal issues that we were actually going to work out in the ring. I think a lot of it kind of translated a little bit, but at that time again, I was still coming off an injury and still not taking care of
Right.
my
Yeah.
body. So it didn't turn out the way I envisioned it, but it never usually does. It still got across, and then the all right, we did our battle. We worked out our differences. Let's move on. You know what I mean? I kind of wanted to extend
Yeah.
it a little more, but at that point, it would have been beating a dead horse. Like I can't have that fight forever and then come back. So I wanted it to be a quick family feud and really make it matter, beat the snot out of each other, and yeah, and then buy a company.
Yeah. And so even during the an unsanctioned match between you and Justin Newhook, I think at the during the match, AWOL or Sabotage 2.0 came out and attacked you, and well, Newhook was well, he attacked the two guys there, Pete and Ryan, and helped you up.
Mhm.
And then that was when the whole storyline ended with Sabotage being back together. Tell me what being in that moment was like.
It's again, it's all about the comeback. So you work, you got to
Yeah.
bring them way down to bring them back up. And having AWOL in there to be like while they were working with Justin to kind of be like his little henchman type thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Kind of taking them under our wing and showing them about these moments where it's you got to let these things breathe. They got to have oxygen. You can't just one after the other. It has to be these moments of surprise and shock,
Mm,
which I think we did. So that
yeah.
whole point of them coming in to attack me was them still not knowing their place. You know what I mean? So it's like that was
Right.
between me and Justin. Justin didn't need my help. The match was over. They came out thinking they were doing Justin's bidding, but that wasn't Justin's bidding. So at that moment, feeling that connection to come back of Sabotage was like, all right, well, I'm not going to let, like, we just went to war. I'm not going to let these two guys go out and pick the bones of, my former best friend, brother slash partner. The war's done. So it was like overkill at that point. So that made sense for Justin to come in and be like, absolutely not. Right. Like, this is not your place. Um, and then to see those guys excel in the way they are is it's super fun. I'm really proud of AWOL. They work hard.
Yeah.
Still got a lot to learn, but everybody does. But they're putting in the work. They're really trying. But again, that comeback moment when Justin came back in and uh,
Yeah.
we gave the double barrel to Ryan and stood tall, and then the big hug. It's like, all right, we're back. Yeah.
Yeah, they were the great. It was a great ending. Just the end of the storyline there between the beef. Your two feuds.
Yeah.
But man, you always. I also forgot to mention about like you also had a match against AWOL though at the Holy Whale there. That was
Hmm.
like a really good match. After the match when you beat them, you were like talking about how they were like even using like fake names such as like Alex Miller and then Brian Navarro or Pete LeBlanc or whatsoever. the whole storyline with that, like, what was that like working with AWOL?
Um, again, it's fun to be able to be in a position to guide new wrestlers, um, to see the decisions that they want to make and explain why that might not be a good decision, or
Right.
just give them a reason. Like, if you're going to do this, tell me why. Instead of just doing it. Like, why are you doing that? Where does that lead? It's not just for the sake of doing it. And
Right.
at that
Right.
time, they were really trying to get across these names, and it works for somebody or with some people, but
Mm.
it was almost like they were trying too hard to figure out who the characters were when they could just be themselves and turn it up. Plus, they're from here; they're Acadian,
Oh yeah,
so it's like,
definitely.
why are you using random like superhero names or whatever it might be for a local guy? Use who you are, but crank it up. And then they came up with the whole, Acadians Without Limits thing,
Oh
like that,
yeah.
so it's like you give these little morsels of, "Okay, we'll try this," or, "Here's why you should do this," or, "Here's why you shouldn't do that." And to watch them take that and to bring that up and really make it their own and hone their own skills around their personal brand is, it's fun. I love watching them do what they do. Again, like I said, since they've been down training at Kaizen,
Oh
every time I
yeah.
see them, they get better and better. They're starting to look better. Uh, they're getting a lot more comfortable in the ring with putting stuff together, and yeah, no, it's fun to watch them grow. So to have that type of match, and we didn't tell them we were going to shoot that promo at the end. We told them we were going to shoot a promo, but we didn't tell them what it was about. So they were hearing that for the first time with the fans about, I don't know who Devarro is. I don't know, like, I know Pete and I know Ryan, and so do
Mm.
all these people, right? Like, so you take those little snippets of real life and you sew it into the psychology of what you're trying to get across, and that draws people in.
Right.
Like,
Right.
last night I was watching Raw and Roman Reigns was cutting a promo, and instead of saying CM Punk, he said Phil. And it takes you out of the fantastical part of it. And he's like, "Oh, he's talking to the person." And that's what I didn't want to talk to AWOL, the characters. I wanted to get through to Pete and Ryan, the humans in AWOL. And that's what we did. It worked out.
Right.
They changed
Right.
their names, they're on a trajectory now that's really, I think they're gonna
Yeah.
blossom here soon, and it's fun to watch, like, as they were like we were mentors to them, and to see them, like,
Yeah.
coming to shows, and the first time I met Ryan in public, he was at work, and I walked up and, going through the cash or whatever, and he was like, "Oh my god, like, you live in Shediac?" I was like, I was living in Shediac at the time, and to see that level of, like, I don't know, it was like stardom or whatever, and I'm just me.
Mhm.
I'm no one special, but to have someone react like that to me as a person is very overwhelming. Um, so to see them go from that to putting matches together with us, it's 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 humbling in a way, to watch these kids grow and almost follow in the same footsteps that you have, but I'm able
Mm.
to guide them away from the things that uh, may have detrimented us in some way. But yeah, I really want to take care of those kids, and I really want to see them excel. I want to get them out of the Maritimes. I want them up there, Pro Wrestling Ontario, with the Highlight Heathens.
Oh
I think
yeah.
in future years they're going to be solid competitors. Absolutely.
Yeah. I agree. I think they will. They are like the future tag teams in the Maritimes. They've
Hmm.
really learned a lot, though.
Yeah.
Anyways, so with you in New York, Justin, when you bought North Pro, and as your own company, what did that really mean to you when you you two bought the company?
It meant more to me than probably even training. Um, I knew I was never really physically gifted to do anything insane. I had a vision that I was never really going to go. I never thought I'd be able to get to the WWE. Never thought, like the big time was not for me. I figured local stuff and weekend warrior type things. Um, but it being in a tag team, it ended up going beyond that. So when we were able to have the opportunity to purchase a company that we helped build, it again, this lighting of the fire, it sparked something in me, like, because again, I was going through that period where I was done with wrestling. I didn't want to be around. I was just, again, my brain just playing games. I didn't want to be around the industry. I didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to hear it. um, but the opportunity to purchase this company came up, and I was like, we can't let this go to anybody else. We helped build this. I want to keep this in house, and I want to hone it, and I want to make it excel. And obviously, me and Justin had the same thought process, like we do on most everything. So when we finally signed the papers and everything was legit, it was off to the races. Our creative juices were just bang, 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 bang. And again, a lot of them were all fairly the same because me and Justin have very similar thought processes, especially when it comes to wrestling. But we always wanted it to be what it's becoming, and that is that next step in evolution to get these guys out of here, the last stepping stone to get moving on, to go get recognized elsewhere. So it was a big deal for me. It's still a very big deal. I take a I put all I can into it. Uh, Emotionally and physically, mentally. I just want it to be the best it can be, for the guys coming up, and I have the most fun sitting on the side of the stage and watching our visual creation happen. So it's a blessing in a way, because again, I never thought we would own a company. Like, that was crazy. There's 100 different wrestling companies here, and I never thought I'd be co-owner of a promotion. So it's kind of surreal in a way, but the more
Yeah,
shows we have, the more I feel locked into what we're doing, and I feel that this is where we were supposed to go.
yeah. So, how different was your in-ring career to like back then to now? Like working with Justin in the promoting and working for wrestling companies such as, well, North Pro, of course.
Um, Not so different in a way, because again, the way we book is very much like putting matches together. So it's kind of like it's it wasn't really any different. It wasn't really any different. So like we just kind of took that mentality of how we would structure matches, and
Right.
we would apply that to a whole show, and I think it's worked out pretty well so
Oh
far.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you since when you took over like bought North Pro and the whole, like, you did a whole new redesign for the North Pro the logo for the promote company, and plus like lots of other like stuff, the logo on the canvas, and the also the curtain, and plus like booking a lot of the talent, including talent that you booked from like Ontario, like Pro Wrestling Ontario. Tell me what like that was like.
uh Shit, sorry, give me 2 seconds. Is that all right? I'll be right back.
All right. Yes. Oh, hey. Well, yeah. Hans will be right back. Wait.
Apologize, had someone show up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sorry. So what was your question there? Sorry.
Oh, Oh, I meant. Oh, yeah. Lost the train of thought, but anyways, I was talking about the how like you and Justin like redesigned the logo there
Oh
for
yeah,
North Pro, and like how like you it really changed the whole like company, booking a lot of the talent. Well, mostly it's the talent from all over the Maritimes, including the the booking guys from like Pro Wrestling Ontario, such as like Johnny DeLuca, Greenway, Jax Williams, and
yeah,
oh
like
Joe
Crystal.
right, Punkside and the Crystal Moon. Yeah,
Yeah. Um, we wanted to, we wanted to, again, it's a part of our visual creation and
right.
like where we wanted to go with it. So, um, we just wanted that little refresher. I didn't want to keep everything completely the way it was. I wanted it to have a little aspect of like, okay, we can sense there's a change in direction, there's a change in ownership, there's a change in like a whole
Yeah,
bunch of different things. So when you
right,
refresh a logo like that, where it's already known and people are familiar with what you got, but you just give it that little extra twist that just makes it look that, oh wow, that's fantastic. Um, and obviously branding. You want your stuff everywhere. You want people to
right.
see
Yeah,
North Pro everywhere. Everywhere you look, it's just North Pro, North Pro, North Pro. So no
yeah,
one's like,
yeah.
"Well, what company is this?" No, it's North Pro. Um, Also, to keep the name where it's not just the three letters, like WWE or whatever the hell.
Right. Yeah, yeah,
So North Pro is it's North Pro. Like it's North Pro Canadian Wrestling, obviously, but
yeah,
when you like that North Pro, it's just bang, two syllable, pow, North Pro. You get the clap. It just works. It has a
yeah,
vibe to
yeah.
it, right? So to keep all that, and then to have Dawson is doing amazing with his graphics and things like that. Like Dawson James designed that North
Right.
Pro logo. He put his
Yep.
little spin on it. Obviously, it was a lot of our input, but as a graphic designer, he would, tell us what should be where and what works for this and framing and all that stuff. But I didn't want it to veer too far from what people already knew. But again, I just wanted that little extra sprinkle of new, and again to have just that NP where it just stands out, where it just black and white and red, bang, it's just right there.
Yeah. So, anyways, if you had any dream match if you ever wanted to book, what would be your dream match?
For myself to wrestle or just to book on the show?
Just to book on the show, just in general.
Oh, that's a long list. That's a long list. I got people that there's
A
people
lot of
everywhere.
great,
Just oh,
yeah,
well,
a
there's
lot
so
of
many
great
greats,
talent.
especially what we've done in our travels, just being in Ontario and Montreal, and now we're able to bring, we just brought Justin Turnbull in. Like he's been a homie for years, so we got to bring in Turnbull. I've been wanting to have him down here for a long time.
Mm,
Chocolate City, we got DTN, we had TDT, all these guys like a dream match for me, it's kind of hard to pick because I'm so appreciative of all of the people that we've met and the talent that they have that I can't really
oh
narrow it
yeah.
down. So I have the opportunity now to book endless amounts of these dream matches and really like intertwine all of them, So people like Johnny DeLuca come down and Parkside, and we're having uh Fuerza down. Like that's huge. People
Yeah.
like that are a commodity, and we're fortunate to be able to work with them now and to be in a position to book as opposed to just going and have a master to them. So we can structure futures with them as opposed to a one night type thing. So to really kind of narrow down a dream match to book is cool. It's like writing a masterpiece, you know? You just can't really put
Oh
your finger on
yeah.
it. But, there's so many talents out there, and again, being able to work with a company like Pro Wrestling Ontario and, the vast amount of talent that they have on their roster that's readily available to us, you know, that to bring down and really start meshing our roster with their roster and then sending our guys up there and then they come down. Like the talent exchange is it's huge. Um,
Mm,
yeah, so a dream match is I couldn't even put a finger on who would I would have as like my first dream match. So, but yeah,
yeah,
there's
there's a
endless
lot.
amounts of awesome people.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, there is a lot of great talent,
Oh
especially all across just Canada and
yeah,
the Maritimes
yeah.
too.
I mean, yeah, like having Jody Threat here and
Yeah.
then being able to team up with her, like, that for me is a dream match, but
Oh
that's
yeah.
just me, so, like, dream matches for me could just be different for somebody else, but, you know,
Oh yeah.
we're trying to make it as exciting as we can, obviously, and we want to have people who have never been seen down here to bring them down, get
Yeah.
them known, and have you know, people are obviously gonna want them back because they're amazing, like, Evan Greenaway is phenomenal, like, he's probably one of
Yeah.
my favorite Canadian wrestlers right now, like, that guy can go. Love watching Evan. But all of them, they all have their own little quirks and nuances that grab you and you want to watch them. And then you're like, oh, can you imagine this person versus that person? Or you imagine them in a tag team versus these people? And the options are endless. And we're able to really pencil that in how we see fit now. And it's just, again, I really hope it just works out for everybody where doing these cross promotional talent exchange type things really
Mm,
gets
yeah.
guys here known up there, and then vice versa, those guys known down here. So I just want them to be working like every weekend. I want them traveling. I want them selling merch. Just I want this to be like their main job. If they can take, you know, Tuesday to Thursday off and then work Friday to Monday,
Right.
cool.
Right.
You know.
So, do you have any advice for promoters who are starting their own company, and for anyone in wrestlers who are starting your wrestling journey?
Mm. Just have an open mind, but protect yourself. Not everybody's out there with your best interest in mind, but a lot are. And you just have to figure out who those people are and if they're in it, if they're just, you got to be, it's hard to be unselfish in a kind of a selfish industry, you know? Um,
Mm,
but that's not that's not really the most prominent thing. There is a lot of different help out there now. Times have
mm,
changed. It's not as old school, but it still is in a way. The amount of brotherhood and just help that everyone in these locker rooms is willing to give each other now because everybody wants everyone to succeed. Pepsi's nothing without Coke, and Coke's nothing without Pepsi. You're
mm.
you're no better than the person across from the ring from you. Like you guys have to work together. Um, yeah, like I want it to be the best thing that I could possibly create for these people to again excel. I want to see highlight heathens on NXT.
Mm.
I want to see Johnny DeLuca holding up a title on AEW. You know, I like like these things need to happen. They will eventually. Like Von Vertigo, that guy is beyond incredible. Everything he does is just crisp. You know, how
Mm.
he's not signed yet is just it blows my mind. But that list in general is very long of the people who should be signed and aren't. Um,
Mm.
but that again, that's why I wanted to have these shows constantly. I want that intermittent mingling of the Maritimes versus Ontario and, you know, Rudy versus Johnny. And then you got like you can have people like Ghost versus Von Vertigo. You know, I want these different twists of because Ghost is gonna learn a lot from him. You know what I mean?
Oh
Ghost
yeah.
is every time I see Ghost, he's getting like beyond. Like he's probably one of my favorite maritime wrestlers right now. Just to watch him
Yeah.
excel
Same.
every single match. He's so
Same.
good. His
He's
attitude is
super
so
good.
well, like his creative is good. It's very centered around his character and who he's built. Um, it's nice to see that. So yeah, I don't know. It's a humbling experience to be in the position we are now to make these things happen and try our best to get this talent out to the world.
Mm. Do you have anything to say to your fans, to the North Pro fans, or
Um, North Pro fans and just wrestling fans in general.
World
We
Wrestling
we
fans?
yeah,
Specific?
we
Yeah.
appreciate all of you more than you know. We know times are tough right now. Financially, it's hard out there.
Oh
So
yeah.
to see these crowds continue to show up in the numbers that they do, to support something that they love and something that we all love, it's it's super warming to see the reciprocal appreciation, and to see the same faces almost every single show who buy the same seats every single show. And I can just look out and I know exactly where those people are going to be. I'm beyond appreciative of everyone who comes to all of these maritime shows, not just North Pro. Like we love North Pro fans, obviously, because we have that bias. It's our company. But
Mm-hmm.
to see IHW pulling the numbers that they do, UCW is still pulling numbers like that to me makes me feel that wrestling is alive and well.
Oh yeah.
Um, so to have people that are just consistently gonna come back, whether you have a bad show or not, like, they're there for it. They wanna support. They want to that's their form of entertainment. That's an escape from reality, you know what I mean? Again, because everything is just so chaotic right now. So to go and take that 2 hours with your family and just forget about the outside world and focus on the entertainment that we're trying to provide, where you can escape reality and forget about your issues for a while, and it's uplifting. There's no pill or medication that can do that. It's the most euphoric, natural euphoric form of entertainment that I've ever experienced. So I'm very thankful for the support that Sabotage has had for as long as it has, and to see the transfer of that support into now running and co-owning a company with the same person I just spent 11 years with. Also being able to still be booked at other companies like ECPW, who is just drawing phenomenal numbers, and
Right.
they still want us around. So I love the fact that crowds have not diminished. They love it. Wrestling's coming back. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's on its upswing again. It goes through its ebbs and flows, just like everything. Wrestling, I feel, takes a bigger hit just because it's still kind of a taboo hobby, you know?
Mm.
But this is a career for a lot of us. Like, a lot of us work a job just to have something on paper, but this is the real passion. This is what we wanna do. And if I could make running this company a full-time job, well, it is, but, if it was my main source of income, I would be more than happy, but it is not that yet. We will get there, but the continued support of the fans coming out and sharing the posts and being hyped about the matches that everyone's putting on and showing the individual wrestlers that support. Forever grateful, forever grateful for Maritime wrestling fans.
Oh yeah. Especially, I've always supported North Pro, and I've always supported you and Newark with the Sabotage and the whole maritime wrestling scene. Even like since it started this podcast,
Mhm.
man, I've always been sharing the crap out of the post for the North Pro, like the announced matches and the shows and stuff. Always really shared those and try to spread the word around for anyone who's for new eyes on maritime wrestling specific.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
very much appreciated. I know every time I open up Facebook, there's 2 posts from you. You shared something. I'm like, "Oh,"
Yep.
even shows that I didn't even know about, I usually find out through you because 'cause you're just posting them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You're my new news source.
Yeah. And yeah, like North Pro. Well, actually, like before, when I started following the maritime wrestling scene, I went to, I think, my first wrestling show, which was IHW
Mhm.
Sunfest. Then I started going to North Pro. Heard some great things about it. Well, back then with the previous owner, and
Yep.
then now with you and with the current owners, you and Newark. You two have been doing an amazing job just with the company. Just I always supported North Pro.
I just felt I don't know, North Pro, not again, probably because of the bias of just helping build it and stuff, but it just always had this different vibe about it. I don't know if it's the ballroom or if it's the aspect of the locker room or what it is, but there's just something about North Pro that just feels different. I don't know. I
Mm,
don't know, but it feels different. And I think some people notice that as well. I
yeah.
notice a different level of drive and respect and hard work in the locker room. All hands on deck. North Pro is not just Justin and myself, not by any stretch of the imagination. Like we could not do this without the team that we have. There's no way. We have the vision, but I don't have the skill set to do what my team is doing. Um, so to have that team share the vision and passion that everyone else has about this product is it's humbling. Again, like I don't I'm just me. I never feel like I'm any type of celebrity superstar. I'm literally just me.
Mm,
So when people are asking me for autographs and things, it's just beyond. So to have a roster and a talent pool like that to put trust in someone like myself and Justin and Gimmick and Dawson and it's it's incredible. I can never really wrap my head around it, but just because again, I'm just me. I don't know why anyone would want to follow what I'm doing or
mm,
listen to my ideas and stuff because sometimes I think they're completely stupid and then they're like, "Wow, that's amazing." So but yeah, the vibe it's so good. I couldn't imagine not doing it now. Now that I got definitely more days behind me in the ring than I do in front of me. I'm
mm,
okay with that. I can sit back and watch this company blossom, and it's almost self-sustainable now. Like, we create
mm.
the storylines and put the matches together, but it's the performers and the people behind the scenes that make North Pro what it is, and obviously
Oh
the
yeah.
fans, so it's, uh it's humbling, I guess that's the word I can use the most is it's a
Yeah.
humbling experience to have that type of support from all over Canada, you know?
Yeah. And I always really enjoyed going to the North Pro shows at the Titan Board Ballroom. Man, it's it's always really awesome going there
And that's a
and
different vibe, I mean, with the brick
And
wall,
everyone.
it yeah, it has like it has that, like, underground type of fight feel, he's got that brick
Yeah.
wall background and the second balcony, so that's a cool thing too at the Tide and Board
Yeah.
Ballroom, it's kinda became our home base, um, the having that balcony up there and then, well, whatever you're doing in the ring, like, you can feel that energy coming down on you in the ring. It's hard to explain to feel something like that, to look up whether you're on your back or you're jaw jacking the crowd, and to look down and then you look up, and it's just, that ring of people, just yelling and screaming, and that's all directed towards the center of the ring, towards what you're doing. The vibe of the Tide and Bore has become synonymous, I think, with North Pro. Like when you think North Pro, you think of that entrance with the brick
Oh
wall.
yeah.
We finally took down that lighting truss so people weren't smashing into that. But I mean, even that became a part of the show. Watch the lights. Charlie smashing his head off of it and stuff, and
Mm,
you
yeah.
know, things like that. So it's the atmosphere comes not only from the people, but from the location, I think, too, So
Mm,
that's why we try to wherever we go, we try to make it feel like the Tide and Bore as much as we can. We want that, like
mm,
we wanna bring that same feel wherever we go to have that underground type of Fight Club, real raw, type of type of feeling. So it's cool to have a place like the Tide and Boar. Um, they also love wrestling. The owner has been super awesome to us. His kids love wrestling. He loves wrestling. We love putting on wrestling. So it's just a good partnership. The
Mm,
venue again, like it just has this feel about it that just stands out. And I think that kind of goes with North Pro, how it just feels different in some way. I can't put words to it. I don't know what it is. It just has a different feel. And I'm glad it's like 'cause you can't just be like the other company. You can't be like the next company. It's just I'm not going to go watch one company the next week, which we all share the same roster. But I mean, like, I'm not going to watch one company one week and then have the next company the next weekend almost run the same show. It's different, you know. It's
mm.
it's yeah. I love the Titan Boar. I love the Titan Boar.
Yeah, but the whole bad thing is like the ceiling is a little bit lower, so that more like even like you said with the light, like with the
Mm,
lights hanging lower, like with all the high flying guys just doing
yeah.
their high flying moves on the ropes or on the turnbuckle.
Mm,
We even I have to say we gotta watch the lights there because they don't want
yeah.
to hit their head on the lights. Well,
I
on
remember
the
the first
equipment
time
there
Charlie did
too.
it. He went for an elbow drop and he just flew across the ring and his head hit one of the light cans. And then I think that was the night that the Watch the Lights chant started.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah,
And it got cool for a while. It was all right for a while, but then it became like a safety issue, you know. And it was like,
yeah,
well, either the wrestlers are going to get hurt, someone in the crowd it could get hurt if that thing falls, or I'm going to break this
yeah.
venue's equipment. So I was like, I'm making the executive decision. Me and Justin did ourselves. We were like, we're making the executive decision that before the show, we're taking this thing down, and then we'll put it back up at the end of the night because I'm not having anything happen to either the lighting rig or anybody else. But,
Oh, yeah,
it
makes
you
sense.
know, it opened it up a little more, but it just adds, like, another level of risk at that venue, you know, like, for the
Right, right.
matches, another level of, excitement, like, "Watch the lights,"
Yeah.
or, "Oh my god, he's going up top, he could hit the roof," or, things like that.
Or
I mean,
getting being thrown off the friggin' balcony and landing off the freaking on the hard floor there. Holy.
I love you,
Dude,
Charlie Hubley, but don't ever do that again.
geez, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Shout out to
So
Charlie Hubley. We miss you
yeah,
very
definitely do
much.
miss Charlie Hughley a lot.
Mm. He's the GOAT.
So do you have anything else to say?
Um, Other than, like I can beat it with a stick, but I'm just beyond appreciative of the support, from people like yourself and just all the fans in general who
Oh yeah.
consistently come out, share the post, buying season passes, and just being invested in what we're doing and what the Maritimes is doing. So it's not just us. Like I don't want to sound like I'm just pumping my tires, but because the vast majority of this roster works all across the Maritimes consistently. So I'm just forever grateful. I'm excited for what's to come, and the longevity that I think North Pro has is hasn't even set in for me yet. So yeah, I'm just excited for what we're building, what's to come, where this roster can and will go. Yeah, I love the fact that it's an awesome community. People are beyond supportive, and yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Oof. Well, yes, that's you heard it here from the Connors here, Matt Connors. Thank you for coming on to the
Oh, no
podcast.
problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely we'll have to bring you back again, both you and New Hook for sure.
Yeah, maybe we'll
Yeah.
sabotage your podcast. How about that?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh man, all right. Take care, bud.
You too, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in to the State of Maritime Wrestling Podcast. New episodes drop every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Atlantic time. So join me each week to get covered on all the news on upcoming shows and the results from shows that I cover on each episode, along with interviews with your favorite maritime indie wrestlers that I sit down and interview with. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow the State of Maritime Wrestling Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Thank you all so much for your continued support on the podcast, because it's all things maritime wrestling.